How many of you were there, beta, when we had discussed about the note-making process? Were there when we had discussed about note-making process?
Ma'am, Devansh.
Okay. Tell me, how many marks did I tell you we have for note-making?
Ma'am, 8.
Shown you on the screen. Yes, 8 marks. How many marks for summary?
Ma'am,
3
3 marks.
marks. You remember? So I told you this is an old book, so we are not going for this. You remember what are keys and abbreviations and all I had discussed? You remember all those things?
Yes, ma'am.
Indentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Space about.
Good. Yes. Now see, we will study indentation today. How to number. I have already discussed with you writing summary. We have to use key points. I have discussed with you keywords also. Today we'll see how to do indentation. Okay. I'm showing you on the screen. See this word. Heading, subheading 1, 1A, 1B, subheading 1B1, 1B2. Just look at this and try to understand. 1 mark for indenting only. If you give these numbers correctly, you get 1 mark in note making. So chalo beta, 1 minute, just see the indenting. And kya samajh mein aaya? Just tell me that after you see the indenting. Just see it for 1 minute. Just see the numbering, how it is being done. This, subheading numbers. Try and understand and then we'll discuss it beta. Just 1 minute to see. Abbreviations we've already discussed in detail. Beta seen? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me. In one heading, how many subheadings are there in this passage? How many subheadings have they made?
Ma'am, 3.
2. 2 subheadings.
Ma'am.
See very clearly. It is written subheading 1. Beta, put off your
Okay.
mics. Only put it on when you speak. Dekho beta, subheading 1 and subheading 2. There are only 2 subheadings over here. Okay. Now when we go to the first subheading, first is again divided into 3. What are the 3? 1A. If heading 1 is again here 1A, 1B, 1C. Now 1A does not have any subheading. 1C also does not have any subheading. However, 1B has a subheading. Okay, see this. 1B subheadings. 1B subpoint 1, 1B subpoint 2. So subheading 1 has 2 subheadings. Subheadings may we have subpoint 1 and subpoint 2. Did you understand a bit about indenting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Dekho beta, it's simple if you see. We have subheading 1. Then subheading 1, we had 3 subheadings. See, 1A, 1B, 1C. 1A, we did not have further divisions. 1B, we have 2 divisions. So we will write, this is 1B ka subdivision. Na? 1B यहाँ से start हो गया. 1B आगे we have 2 points. So we'll write 1B subpoint 1, 1B subpoint 2. Clear? Now we move on to subheading 2. In subheading 2,
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Continue.
Ma'am, here it is written that 1C.1 means there is no subheading of C.
There is no subheading. नहीं subheading तो है, subheading नहीं है.
Yes,
ये तो
ma'am.
subheading is.
Subheading.
Yeah, we don't have any subheading for point A and for C. We just have it for B. In subheading 2, there are no 2 subheadings. Do we have subheadings? No, we don't have. 2A is 1, 2B is 1. Okay, in B we have 2B, we have subheadings. How many subheadings we have in 2B? We have only 1 point. Here we had 2 points. 1B may we had subpoint 1 and subpoint 2. But in the second subheading, we just have 1 point. Now you can simply write 1A. No need to write these words. Abhi, I'll show you. Okay, wait. It's what you need to do is you can simply write 1, then 1A, 1B, 1C. You don't have to write this subheading, subpoint. ये सब नहीं लिखना है. You only have to write these mathematical numbers in indenting. 1A, 1B, 1B.1, 1B.2, 1C. Over here you will write 2A, 2B, 2B.1. What I'm trying to say is when you do this, don't write this subheading, subpoint 1, subpoint 2. ये सब नहीं लिखना है. You have to simply write these mathematical numbers. Like you'll be writing subheading 1, subheading 2, then 1A, 1B, 1C, 1B.1, 1B.2, 2B and 2B.1. This is how we do it. See beta, read about indenting. Shifting from the margin. I told you what is indenting, shifting from the margin. Like we started writing from here, we are going this side. This clearly indicates the subheadings and the subheadings. You can see over here. Subheadings separated by points occur below one another. Such uses of indenting gives you a notes of visual character. See this, subheadings, one below the other. We had 1A, 1B, 1C. Ab aage 1B also, if you want to divide further, then go from left to right. But if you want to put on the parts of a subheading, go down. Okay, that is better to do it. This is called indenting. What is it called? Indenting. Now use rules of abbreviations. I'm giving you 1 minute again revising. There are 3 rules, okay, of making abbreviations. Just read the second point. Okay, just the second point of make your own abbreviations very quickly. Then let's discuss this. Make your own abbreviation, second point. By the time I'll mark the attendance. Did you read the rules?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the first rule, children?
The main sound of the word should be
Use standard, capital first letter of the combination of the whole USA, UK, ATM, MBA, etc.
Okay, this is related to vowels. Remove all vowels except the one which starts the word. Okay, supposing, now give me an example where your word starts with a vowel and then what abbreviation will you give for it? I want all of you to tell me whatever comes in your mind. One example of a word which starts with a vowel and what abbreviation would you make for it? Tell me quickly.
education. Energy.
Yes, beta?
Education. Energy.
Education. Okay, she's given the word education. Now tell me what abbreviation will you make for this, beta? You only tell.
EDN.
EDN.
N.
Okay. What things you kept in mind when you made this abbreviation? Share it with your friends.
I don't use vowels except the one which is the starting of the word.
She did not use vowels except for the one which comes in the beginning of the word, and she has used the last letter. See, she said EDN. That means she's taken the last letter. Okay, good. Now tell me, next, one more example from someone.
Abbreviation.
Abbreviation. Interesting. Okay. What abbreviation will you give for the word abbreviation?
ABRETS.
Acha, you said abbreviations.
Yes, ma'am.
Plural. Okay, very good. See, again, he has done the same thing. He has removed all vowels except for the one which is coming in the beginning of the word, and he has used the last letter. Very good. Is the first rule clear to all? Yes or no, beta? Okay. What is the second rule? Let's go one by one. What is the second rule? Tell me, what is the second rule, children? It's on your screen.
Ma'am, we should
Suffix
use the
of the
last
word should
word
be
of the
there.
last letter of the word.
Can anyone explain this rule with the help of an example?
Ma'am, suffix should be there. Like example for primitive. For primitive, we can use
Good.
PRM.
Okay. Anyone else? One more example from the second rule. Come on, more students to participate. Give me more examples.
I mean, second rule.
Yes, beta, second rule.
Ma'am, holiday we can say.
Yes, beta, speak.
HLY.
HLY for holiday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. HLY would look more like the word holy. Don't you think, Devansh?
Ma'am,
And
it should be
HLDY.
HLDY.
Yes, HLDY. Very good. Because if you just say HLY and you don't know, like somebody else is reading your abbreviation, they will guess the word is something related to holy or any other word. Okay. So make it a little specific by giving a clue as D. What is the third rule? Very good, children. Then I'll practice indenting a little with you later. Yes, beta, what is the third rule?
Ma'am, a minimum of
Ma'am,
4
there should be
abbreviations should
minimum
be
4
used.
letters.
Minimum of 4 letters or 4 abbreviations? There's confusion over
For
here.
every, ma'am, for abbreviation.
Abbreviation.
Yes, that means when you're doing note making, you should have minimum how many abbreviations?
4.
4. Of course, you can have 6 or 7, but at least you should have how many? 4. But don't exceed 7 or 8. Isse zyada nahi, because it looks very odd and you just have 1 mark for abbreviations. So I would suggest 6 or 7 are the best. There are some abbreviations which are very commonly used, so you can use them only. Give me examples of those abbreviations.
Of AND.
Yes, the first is AND. So first of all, you should look for those abbreviations which are very commonly used and which are there in the passage. So go for them and then you start making your own abbreviations. Can you give me some more examples of commonly used abbreviations? It's there on the screen also. Just go through it. Or some problem in her audio? Others tell me.
Between.
Science,
Like
doctor,
MBBS.
One by one,
government,
one by one.
Mr.
One child said between. What would you use for between, beta?
B/W.
Very good. Now, who is the next one? Tell me what next can we use?
Government,
Very good. It's a very common one. We can take government.
GOVT,
Huh. Okay. Next, more children, more
Mr.
abbreviations.
MBBS.
Mr.
doctor,
Perfect. See, whatever word you're giving, also give the abbreviation with it. Very good. Speak.
That is.
That is. Yes, we can use that is, but then you need to tell me what abbreviation will you use?
I.E.
Okay, good. Next. How many words do you need to use when you're writing the summary? How many word summary should be there?
80.
80 to 90 words.
80 to 90 words. We should have summary. Sure? Okay. Most students, summary is how many marks?
3 marks.
3 marks. Summary is only 3 marks. And there also you have a division. Okay. Division as to what you've given a title already. I told you for title you've got how many marks?
1 marks.
1
1
mark.
marks. How do you
1
decide
mark.
how do you decide the title for your passage? How do you generally decide the title?
Ma'am, by reading the paragraph, what the main theme it is.
Yes. You have made the main headings. You've already framed the main headings. So according to those main headings, you should actually go and give your title. Whatever title you're planning to give according to the main headings only. Because once you take main points from every paragraph, you will get the key idea of the paragraph. What is the passage about? What is it trying to tell you? So be very careful about writing the summary. Moving on to indenting. What is indenting?
Margin from the
See, I'm doing a lot of discussion only. I'm not making you write because this is something of 8 marks. Let's first be clear about what we need to do. Okay, and then we'll do. Yes, beta. What is indenting? Writing numbers. Chalo, let me see. Subheadings are there. We have a main heading. We have a subheading. And after subheading, what do we have?
Subheading.
Very good. We have subheadings. So we've got a heading, we've got a subheading, and we've got a subheading. So there you need to give the numbers or the indenting has to be done. How many subheadings are given the screen which is there? The one I'm showing you to give an example.
2.
2 subheadings are there. Very good. It's very clearly written subheading 1 and subheading 2. Can you see it is written subheading 1, subheading 2? How many subheadings in subheading 1?
1.
Yes, Peter. Tell me, in subheading 1, you've got 1A, you've got 1B, and what is the next one?
1C.
1C.
1B,
Does
1.
very good. Does 1A have any subheadings next? No. Very good. Let's go for 1B. 1B has 1B.1, 1B.2. Okay, supposing my 1C had 3 points. How would I write that?
1B1, 1B2, 1B3.
Very good.
1C1,
1.B.
1C2, and 1C3.
Yes. 1.C.1, 1.C.2, and 1.C.3. Please do not use Roman numbers. Okay? Do not use Roman numbers. Be very careful about this. Do not use Roman numbers for this. So it is going to be what? It is going to be 1C. Okay, 1A also had 2 subheadings. Then how would you write? Hmm?
1.A.1, subpoint 1, 1.1.2,
Yes.
subpoint 1.A.3, subpoint.
Yes. And remember, beta, summary has to be 50 words, not 80 words. As I told you, this is an old book. The division is also different. Summary is 50 words in 3 marks. It's going to be 50 words, not 80 words. It is 50 words for you people. And the marks is only, the distribution that we have is 3 marks only. So title we had 1. Numbering, that is indenting, is 1 mark. Key abbreviations is 1 mark. And the notes that you prepare is 2 marks. So this is 5 marks there and 3 marks for your summary, the summary that you write. Okay. See these. Now let us move on to which point should I discuss with you now. This is already done. Let me go up and show you. Abbreviations point is clear to everybody? Everybody is okay with writing abbreviations, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So 1 mark you have got. Title you will be able to give. 1 more mark you got. Indenting you have understood you are saying. Yes or no? So 3 marks are done. Now read about this. Logical sequence, format and headings. Just read the second, third and fourth point. I've already discussed indenting. I've discussed subheading. I've discussed subheading. Now we are going ulta. Now read the second, third and the fourth points. Let us discuss this also. Yes, beta. What is the second point? Read out. Read out one of you.
Make rough notes of the main points and give them a logical sequence.
What do you mean by a logical sequence here? Tell me, children, what is
It should
logical
be like-
sequence?
It should be like 1, 2, 3, not like 1, then forgetting second point, writing fourth point.
Okay, this is sequence. What you are saying is sequence. 1, 2, 3, and it should not be 3 first. This is sequence. But what do you interpret by the word logical sequence, beta? Tell me, children, what is logical sequence?
First, we make the rough notes about the topic.
Perfectly fine. Sequence, she's already told you. Sequence means 1, 2, 3. Aana chahiye. It should not be that 3 should be first and then 2, 1 aa raha hai. But beta, logical sequence ka kya matlab hua? What do you mean by logical sequence? Normally, when you prepare notes, what do?
Sequence.
Supposing I tell you
Ma'am, sequence.
prepare notes on global warming. So let's discuss. Supposing you have to prepare notes on global warming. So what sequence will you start with? Sabse pehle, will you start writing about how to control global warming? Will you do this first?
So, ma'am, first of
No,
all,
ma'am.
we introduction.
Ma'am, first should be introduction.
The introduction.
Yes. First, you will tell introduction, what is global warming. Then gradually you'll go down to next, what would be your target?
Ma'am,
Effects
Cause-
of global warming.
causes of globalization.
Ma'am, side effects.
Yes.
The side
Causes,
effects.
causes should come first and then effects. Don't you agree, beta? First, we should write about what is global warming. Then we'll discuss about the causes of global warming. Then we'll write about the effects of global warming. And finally, you will give the remedies or solutions to reduce it out. This is what we call as logical sequence. What should come first? That is what we have logical sequence. It is so simple. You people make your notes for different subjects. You know it very well now. If I'm going to write about market, or I'm going to write about something in science, let's take up something in science only. If you're going to write about communicable diseases, so first you'll tell what are communicable diseases, types of communicable diseases, how they spread, how they can be controlled, and what can be our contribution. We simply cannot start as to the effects of communicable diseases. So this is what we call as logical sequence. Now, one of you read out the third point. One of you, anyone.
Format. Use any convenient format, but it should be depend on the theme of the passage.
What do you mean by theme of the passage, Peter? Anyone?
Ma'am, topic of the passage.
The main heading.
Exactly what I'm trying to tell you, that is the theme of the passage. Okay? Like we keep writing letters. Oh, supposing I'll tell you a few lines. You tell me what is the theme of my words, what I'm speaking. Okay, try and make out the theme. In my society, people are not wearing masks. In my society, no sanitization is being done. In my society, a lot of wedding functions are there. There is no social distancing being followed. Okay, in my neighborhood, people do not actually try to maintain the social hygiene and proper social distancing. Can you tell me what is the theme? All 4-5 sentences I told you. What actually am I trying to tell you?
Precaution from coronavirus.
Are they being taken or they're not being taken?
Not being taken.
Exactly. I'm trying to directly, I did not say this, but indirectly, I told you with so many points that where I'm staying, the people are not taking care of the precautions to be taken for COVID. They're not doing it. So this is how we guess the theme. Now, one of you speak out 3-4 lines. Do not tell us what you're trying to say, the main thing, and we'll all guess what is the main theme, what you're trying to say. Who would like to speak? I already gave you an example. Just speak 3-4 lines and we will guess. Directly don't tell us what you're trying to say. And we'll guess. Who would like to try, beta? Any one of you? Okay, I'll give you one more example. Then you try it once. Okay? Just listen. Lot of breathing problems, lot of people suffering from asthma, skin diseases. Keep listening, huh? The environment is getting affected. The trees, the leaves are becoming yellow and falling down early. Premature falling of leaves is taking place. Premature falling of fruits is taking place. And ozone layer is also being affected. What am I talking about?
Air pollution. Effects of air pollution.
Very good. I'm talking about air pollution. I'm talking about air pollution. So once you read the entire passage, you read different paragraphs, you'll be able to guess what is the theme of the passage. I've given you 2 examples. Would someone like to try? Come on. You give us 3-4 lines and we'll guess what are you talking about, what theme you're talking about. Who would like to do? Bolo beta, who's wanting to do? I've given you 2 examples. You have to simply tell me 2-3 lines and we will all guess. What is the main theme? What are you trying to tell us? Any one of you? Okay. Normally in friend circle also you give clues and your friends guess what you're trying to say. Exactly that is what I'm trying to tell you, beta. Nobody is interested? Anyways, come to the 4th point.
Temperature of
Read. Speak, beta.
The temperature of the earth is rising. Snow caps, ice, glacier are melting.
Global warming.
See, how nicely you could guess that we are talking about global warming. So after you read first paragraph, pick out one point. What is the person trying to say? The main point. And then similarly, you pick up the second paragraph. At the end of the passage, you will automatically understand the theme of the paragraph. And according to the theme, give a suitable title. It is only once you understand the theme of the passage that you will be able to give the title. Otherwise, the title would not be appropriate. Let's move on to the last one. That is the heading point. 4th point. Please read.
You have to find out the main headings. You have to find out the main idea of the passage. Frame a heading based on the central idea and write it in the middle above the notes.
Understood? सबसे पहले heading नहीं देना है. Let me tell you this very clearly. Some children, first of all, they give heading only. You don't have to give the heading. They feel, okay, this is 1 mark for heading. इसमें क्या है? सबसे पहले let's do this. No, you don't have to do this. Heading कभी भी पहले नहीं देना है. First, make the headings, give a title. What I'm trying to tell you is title, never give title first, beta. First, make headings, subheadings. According to the main points, you will get the main idea, the central idea of the passage. And according to the central idea, you should give the title of the passage. The title should never be given first. क्योंकि कई बार ऊपर से पढ़ के लगता है हमें समझ में आ गया है. But it is not always correct that what we are interpreting वो सही होगा. Paragraph wise, 1 by 1, understand the main idea of each and every paragraph. Now, supposing there are 7 paragraphs. Out of all 7 paragraphs, out of every paragraph, you have got one central idea of the paragraph. Out of 7, if 5 are talking about the same thing, indicating the same thing, then that is the main idea of the passage. So ignore the other 2 and give the title according to the 5. I'm not saying that all 7 would be of the same tone. Aisa nahi hoga beta. If there are 7 or 8 paragraphs, every paragraph has a central idea, main thing that the person is trying to say. But at the end, out of those 7, 8, 5 or 4 or 6 will indicate the same thing, directly or indirectly. So understand that that is the central idea of the passage. Mainly, I have seen what goes wrong in passages is you're not able to interpret the central idea, or you're not able to give a suitable title. Reason is the same. We just read the introduction and fatafat hum log title de dete hain. That is wrong. Every paragraph, understand the central idea of that paragraph first. Supposing there are 6 paragraphs, usme you've already interpreted the central idea of 4 paragraphs. Out of those 6, 4 will indicate the same thing. So that is the central idea, and according to that only, you have to give the theme of the passage. Is it okay? This is how we need to do. I think abbreviations are clear to everyone. Indenting is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Indenting is clear. How to select central idea is clear. How to give a title, it is clear. We'll take up more examples gradually, and then we'll discuss how do we go ahead and do the note making. Before we start note making, we'll discuss more beta, more of